2/3 x minus 5/6 equals minus 1/3. I want to get the x by itself. So I'm going to move over the 5/6. So 2/3 x 5/6. I'm going to move this over. I will post this, or this will be posted in the cloud afterwards so that you can use this to leave, quote unquote, for the final, or whatever it is you need to do so that you can get the point. So 5/6 minus 1/3. Need to make the bottom number, the denominator, the same. I'll choose 6 because 6 is itself, and 6 goes into 3 goes into 6. So 3 times 2 gives me the 6, and 1 times 2 is my new top number. So 2/3 x equals 5 minus 2 is 3. I keep the bottom number the same. I can reduce that, so I may as well just reduce it now. So 2/3 x equals 1/2. Now I'm going to divide by 2/3 to get x by itself. You divide by 2/3. So 1/2 divided by 2/3. And when you divide a fraction by a fraction, you flip the bottom fraction and multiply instead. So I have 1/2 times 3/2. I multiply across 1 times 3, 2 times 2, and that is my answer. This is cancel. Equals x. I don't think it's going to let me write it in there, but x is 3/4.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
How do you put a fraction in the box?
That's what I'm just going to try to figure out now. Let me see. Oh, I'm not an annotate. Maybe there should be a thing that you, I don't know how to do it on the thing that I have, but it's either there's a selection that looks like this that you should be able to choose, and then you select that and then type 3 and 4. And
Okay.
it should make it a fraction for you.
Okay.
It won't let me do it here because I'm just like scribbling annotation on here.
Yeah.
There should be one that looks like this that you click and then write the 3 and write the 4.
Okay. And how do you add like a square root of a number?
There should be a one that like a number squared, like a 3 squared, like that.
Yeah.
Okay, there should be one that looks like this with a large box and then a small box up here. And you select that and then you put in the numbers that you want.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. And if you can't find it, just let me know, take a little picture and then send it to me.
Okay.
Okay. Determine whether the set of ordered pairs of a function is a function. A function is when I have one x, like a 1-to-1 correspondence. If I have whatever I have for x, I have to have only one answer, only one. I can't have a duplicate. I can't have like 1,1 and then I can't have like 1,1 and then down the line have 1,7. Like if If this one is attached to this one cannot be attached to a 7. It's like having two best friends. You can't have two best friends. It's just one best friend, but it's the best. So it's a one-to-one correspondence. So let's see, we have here 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and we want to have only one choice for each of those. So here I have 1 and 1. Here I have 2 and 1. That's fine. Every time I have an X, I have a different Y. Like 1 belongs to 1, 2 can also belong to 1. We can also belong to 2. This should be a function. Okay, given S of t, evaluate. They want to know the function when t equals 3, what do you get? So instead of t cubed minus 8t plus 9, I'm going to plug in a 3 every place I see a t. So 3 cubed minus 8 times 3 plus 9. 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3, so 9 times 3, 27. 27 minus minus 8 times 3 is 24. And then plus 9. I have subtraction and multiplication and addition. I'm just going to go straight across. So 27 minus 24 is 3 plus 9 is 12. I don't know how they want you to write it in, but S of 3 equals 12, or if it's just 12. Stop sharing, then I'll go back to sharing again. Let's do that every time. That's going to be annoying, but okay. Find the equation of the line containing the point 24 parallel to the graph of 3x plus y equals negative 2. Parallel means it's going to be the same slope. Whatever slope I have here, it's going to be the same slope. So since they gave me, did they give me the slope? They gave me the point. I need to put this in y-intercept form, y equals mx plus b form, so I can see what the slope is. So y plus 3x equals -3. I just moved around this, what was here. And now I'm gonna take the 3x to the other side. Because I want it in that same format, y equals mx plus b. And move the 3x. Y equals -3x minus 3. Which when it's in this format, my slope, which is my color, my slope is -3. The slope is m, which is -3. And I have the -3 slope and I have the point. So I'm going to use the point slope form. Because I have the point and the slope, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I think I remember the formula. But I'm going to tell you the wrong thing. I feel like that's the formula I should remember and know. Yep. So I'm going to take this is my xy. This is my x comma y is 2 comma 4. So x is 2 and y is 4. So my y, letter y, minus y1 equals the slope, -3 times x minus x1. And then I'm going to spread it out and make it look decent. So y minus 4 equals -3 times x. -3 times -2 is +6. Bring the 4 to the other side. Y equals -3x plus 10. That's the equation of the new line that's going to be parallel to this line. It's parallel because it has the same slope. The same slope. And that same slope is -3. Okay. Next one says, use a horizontal format. Don't tell me what format to use. I'm going to use whatever's comfortable for me. In this case, it happens to be a horizontal format. So I'm going to just write it over. 4y cubed plus 6y plus 2 plus 4y squared plus 6y minus 28. Let's see what we get. When I don't have another cube, we have that one. So it's 4y cubed. And I'll go to the square. I want to go down by 1. Y cubed, y squared, y, and then just a number. Y squared, I only have one term. So plus 4y squared. Might not be a good color choice. But for the y's, I have 6y plus 6y. That gives me 12y. And for just the numbers, I have 2 minus 28. So 2 minus 28 is negative 26. And that is my answer. Factor out 2. I think it's necessary. Next one, simplify this x squared. A lot of space to work it out. X squared minus 5x minus 14. So I'm going to factor the top, factor the bottom, and see if I can cancel out anything. Okay, so the top. And the bottom. Top I have x times x to give me the x squared. Looking for a number that, two numbers that multiply to give me 4 and add up to give me 4. So 2 will work because 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 plus 2 is also 4. And they both need to be the same sign, and that sign happens to be the plus sign. Positive. At the bottom, I have x squared, so I'll have x times x. My second sign is negative, which means I'm going to have different signs. So minus, plus, or plus, minus. I have about choices. I need two numbers that multiply to give me 14, but have a difference of 5. So for 14, I have 9, it's 14. I have 7 times 2. It's 7 times 2 equals 14, and then they have a difference of 5, which is what I need. And I need my larger number to be negative. So I'm going to put the larger of the factors by the negative sign. And 2 will go here. And now I'm going to cancel if I have the same exact thing in the brackets on the top as I do on the bottom, which I do. X plus 2, cancel with x plus 2. And I'm left with x plus 2 on the top, numerator, and x minus 7 on the bottom. Okay. Multiply, simplify, answer completely. I write it over a little larger. I'm older, I can barely see it. Over 7, a to the 4, b cubed times 28, a to the 5th, b to the 4th, 9x to the 4th, y squared. I'm just going to multiply straight across. Top times top, bottom times bottom. And then I'll start to, you know what? Let me cancel out some things first. I can cancel sideways and I can cancel up and down. So with the 7 can go into 7 once. And it will go into 28 4 times. This is so I have smaller numbers to multiply. And 9, 3 can go into 9 3 times. And 3 will go into 12 4 times. Now I have smaller numbers to multiply. So 4 times 4 is the number part. 4 times 4, 16 x to the 5th, y to the 4th, a to the 5th, b to the 4th. There's the value. Times, over 1 times 3, 3. Even though the a and the b is first, I'm going to put the x and the y first so we can line up over here. So x to the 4th, y squared, a to the 4th, b cubed, and now x to the 5th, when you divide variables, you subtract their exponents. So x to the 5 divided by x to the 4 will give us, I keep my 16 and I keep my 3. It's going to give me x to the 5 minus 4, which is 1. We'll leave the 1 in there for now, but we'll come back and get rid of it because it looks crazy. For my y's, I have 4 minus 2, so y squared. The a, I have 5 minus 4 to the 1 power. For the b's, I have 4 minus 3 to the 1 power. So now I'm going to rewrite it. And I'm going to go in alphabetical order. I'm going to put the A's, then the B's, then the X's, then the Y's, because it looks nicer. Keep my 16 and 3 because they don't have anything in common, and I can't simplify that. So A, not going to write the 1. B, not going to write the 1. X, not going to write the 1. And Y squared. Okay. I have to stop sharing and start sharing again so I can move up the screen. Please excuse pause. Okay, divide. When you divide fractions, you have to flip the second one and multiply instead. So I'm going to rewrite it as a multiplication problem. So 28x plus 14 over 27x minus 18 times, and I'll flip this. The bottom and that is now the top. And the top is now the bottom. I'm gonna go one step more. You probably can't even see that. That's my way. Okay, I'm gonna go one step more, and I'm gonna write this in its factored form. It's in my way, but you probably can't see it. Okay. I'm gonna write this in its factored form. So for 28 and 14, 14 will go into 28. So I have 14 times 2x plus 1. I'm just writing it in its factored form. Over 9. 9 can go into 27 and it goes into 18. So 9 times 3x minus 2 times right side. 12, let me see, the biggest number I can find that goes into 18 and goes into 12 is 6. So 6 times 3 will give me 18, 3x minus 2. And for 14 and 7, 7 will go into both of those terms. So 7 times 2x plus 1. Okay. So now that I have them in this factored form, I can get rid of some stuff, right? I can cancel sideways, and I can cancel like that. I can cancel like this. I can cancel like this. I can cancel like this, and I cancel like this, like a bow tie or the pasta thing, same thing. So 7 into 14 goes twice. For 6 and 9, I can divide 3 into those. 3 into 6 will go twice, and 3 into 9 will go 3 times. I can cancel this whole 3x minus 2 with this whole 3x minus 2. What is going on here? Everyone's leaving. Look at that. And then 2x plus 1 can cancel with 2x plus 1. So I'm left with 2 times 2 on the top and a 3 on the bottom. So all of that is 4/3 or 1 1/3. I don't know how you want to put it in there. Simplify it. I'm subtracting these. So when I add or subtract, it's different than multiplication. I need to have the same denominator. I need to have the same exact thing going on the bottom before I can start messing with the top. So I'm going to write this in its factored form so I can see who's missing what. So 5x over all that stuff minus 4 over x plus 4 only has one factor, so I'll write that out. And I will factor this into x times x. The second sign is a negative, so that means they have different signs, minus and plus. I need two numbers that multiply to give me 8, but have a difference of 2. So 4 times 2 gives me 8, but 4 minus 2 is 2. And I need the larger factor to be a positive. So I'm going to put the 4 by this plus and the 2 over here. So now when I look at these two terms, this whole business here and this whole business here, this term is missing this x minus 2. So my new denominator is going to be this whole thing, this x minus 2 times x plus 4. X minus 2 times x plus 4. And then I look and I say, well, what was he missing in the first place? He had the x plus 4. He was missing the x minus 2. So I multiply the top by what the bottom guy was missing. And then I write it all over again. Nicer and neater every time. Every time nicer and neater. So 5x over, keep it in its factored form. Minus 4 times x, 4x, 4 times -2 minus 8 over my new extra long denominator. Minus all of this. When it's a minus, I put the brackets. It's like a little protection vibe. And it reminds me that I have to distribute. I have to give this minus sign to every term in this bracket. So I'm going to rewrite it again. 5x minus 4x minus 8. And this is combining them with my new denominator. And I'm going to write it again. Every time just getting neater and hopefully smaller. So 5x minus 4x. That's me giving this 4x the minus sign. And minus 8 is plus 8. Same denominator. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so now 5x minus 4x is just x plus 8. I'm simplifying every step over x minus 2, x plus 4. This takes a lot of paper or space. Okay. So we can do the simplify square root of 112. Square root of 112 plus square root of 343. Okay, 112, 234, so no. 4 can go into 112. So instead of the square root of 112, I try to find a factor that's already a perfect square. So 4 times 28. 28 is 112. And I can go again with 28 because 28 is 4 times 7. So I really have 4 times 4 times 7. Make sure that's 28. 4 times 4 times 7. Yes, 112. Plus 343. It looks 11-ish to me. So let me see if I can get an 11 under there. Nope. 343, I'm trying 7. Why do I always try 7 after the 11 doesn't work? Can tell you. Because those are like oddball numbers. Yep. So 7 times 49 gives me 343. So I'll say 7 times 49. So you need to have the exact number twice to come out of the square root. So 4 times 4, the 4 is going to come out of the square root and be 4 root 7. 49 is 7 times 7. So this is really the square root of 7 times 7 times 7. So one of the 7s will come out and one stays inside. And now since I have the exact same number under the radical sign, I can treat it like a variable. So 4 root 7, whatever those are, plus 7 root 7s is going to give me 11 root 7. Let's see if I can squeeze another answer over here. Multiply and simplify your answer. When you multiply a square root by a square root, the things come out. So let's see. It's no longer a square root thing. A cubed b to the fifth in the square root times the square root of a b 5. I'm going to multiply these things, but the square root sign is going to disappear. So a to the third times a invisible 1. When you multiply exponents, you add them. So 3 plus 1 and b 5 plus 5, 10. And that's all I have. Okay. Gonna have to stop sharing and then reshare the scroll up. Please pause. Okay, so solve and check. This is a square root with like an extra leftover number. So I'm going to use the square root method. I'm going to get the square root sign and all of his belongings on one side, and I'll move. Oh, hold on. Annotate. Okay, so the square root of 2x plus 2 minus 2 equals 0. I'm going to move this 2 to the other side. Now I have 2 equals the square root of 2x plus 2. And since I have isolated the square root business on one side, I can now square both of the sides. Square this and square this. And that gives me a 4 on this one, and that frees these people here. So now they're not with the radical anymore, and it's just 2x plus 2. Out in the open, smelling the fresh air. So now it looks like a regular problem. I'll put minus 2 on the other side. 2 equals 2x. 2 equals 2x. You can also put 2x equals 2. All I do is switch sides. Divide by 2 because I want to get x by itself. X equals, all this trouble for x equals 1. X equals 1. Next one, solve. First, try to solve the equation by factoring. Tell me what to do. If you're unable to solve the equation by factoring, solve it by the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula always works. I don't even have to try factoring if I don't want to. So I'm going to just go with the quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac. Everything over to a. Only thing is that you have to set your equation equal to 0. Means you have to have all the stuff on one side and the 0 equals 0. And then you have to identify what a, b, and c is. So I'm going to move this minus 2n squared to this side. Minus 2n squared. So I have 0 equals minus 2n squared plus 5n minus 1. So I'm going to write what my a equals what my B equals and what my C equals before I start to use the formula. A is the number in front of the squared term. So A is -2. B is the number in front of the regular term. B is 5. C is just the constant, the number without the X business or the N business. C is -1. I'm gonna write over the formula with these values. So the opposite of the B we have -5 plus or minus. That's what gives you your two answers. -5 plus blah, 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 and -5 minus blah, blah, blah. Those are your two answers. -5 plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A, which is -2, times C, which is -1. Everything over 2 times A, which is -2. Now we write it over, we just get smaller and neater every time. -5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 4 times 2 is 8 times 1 is still 8, but it's minus times minus, so it's plus. So minus and 8. Everything over -4. We get -5 plus or minus the square root of 25 minus 8 is 17 over -4. So now I'm going to write them separately. One of my answers is -5 plus the square root of 17 over -4. The other answer is -5 minus the square root of 17 over 4. Which one's smaller? I guess this one. The one with the minus, because it's -5 and I'm taking away even more. So I'm going to say this one is the smaller one. Okay. Let's see, next question. Solve and check. I don't want to check it. This one solve it. So 2x minus 8 equals -18. I want to get x by itself. So I'm going to move over everyone else. This 8 is in my way. You need to go to the other side. So x equals -18 plus 8 is -10. So I have 2x equals -10. I want to get the x by itself. So I'm going to divide away. Since they're connected by multiplication, 2 times x, I'm going to do the opposite to get rid of them. So divide away by 2. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other side. Everybody's jealous, we don't have any problems. I have x equals -5. I said I didn't want to check it. I'm not doing want to check it. I just want to do the problems. Solve and check. Not gonna check, just gonna solve. I'm gonna rewrite it bigger, so I can start. It's 9 plus 4 times y minus 3. I'm gonna write it over and simplify it every time. So I'm gonna write it over and I'm gonna distribute this 4 with the y and this 4 with the minus 3. So 5y minus 8 equals 9 plus 4 times y is 4y. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. I'm gonna write it over. 5y minus 8 equals 9 minus 12 is negative 3 plus 4y. And now you have a choice to make. You want all your y's on the left side or all your y's on the right side. I tend to go where it's gonna make my y positive. You can do whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna move the 4y to the left side. Minus 4y minus 4y. Y minus 8, I didn't bother him, equals minus 3. Now I want to get the y by itself, so I'm going to move the 8. The 8 is connected to the y by subtraction. I'm going to do the opposite of that to move him. Plus 8. Y equals 5. Because 8 minus 3 is 5. Okay. Pause, stop share again. Give me a second. Get me? Man, I don't remember this part. Okay. Write the solution in interval notation. So let me write it bigger first. 4 minus 7 times x minus 6 less than or equal to 3x plus 16. I'm going to write it over. I'm going to do negative 7 times x and negative 7 times negative 6. Changing this red because it's a little obnoxious. 4 negative 7 times x is minus 7x. Negative 7 times negative 6 is plus 42. Less than or equal 3x plus 16. I'm going to write it over again. And these, I will combine the 4 plus 42 is 46 minus 7x. I just do one thing at a time. Some people do all the things at one time, but I can't, my brain can't handle it. Okay, I'm gonna bring the, I like my, let me see. Yes, I want to work with the 7x to be positive. So I'm gonna move it over to the right side. And I'm gonna choose for my x's and stuff to be on the right side. And my just numbers to be on the left side. So I have 46. It's gone. Is less than or equal to 3x plus 7x is 10x plus 16. And now it looks weird to me. So I'm gonna write it over and I'm just gonna swap sides, but I'm also gonna swap signs. Okay, so I'm gonna write 10x plus 16 and the 46 over here. I'm gonna make sure that the pointy part is by the 46. See, that's how we got over that problem. Totally legal move. Now, I want to move the 16 to the right side because I like my x's on the left. Minus 16, minus 16. 10x greater than or equal to 30. Yes. Now I want to get the x by itself. I'm going to divide both sides by 10. Since I'm dividing by a positive number, it does not affect my sign at all. If I were dividing by a negative number, I would have to flip the sign. In this case, which is why I try not to have a negative x. Okay. So x is greater than or equal to 3. So my answer in interval notation here, x such that x is 3, let me see, everything 3, it includes 3 because it's greater than or equal to 3. So it includes 3, I get this hard bracket. And everything bigger than 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 million and 12 gazillion, whatever, who cares, comma, all the way to, there's no end number, infinity. Infinity always gets the open bracket because he has no ending. This is integral notation. Okay. Let's solve. I think when you do these, you have to do 2. Okay. So when you do the absolute values, little weird parentheses looking things, you have to solve for greater than 7. And also 5 minus 2x greater than negative 7. Okay, so take it out. I do 5. Okay, 5 minus, goodness. 5 minus 2x greater than 7. 5 minus 2x greater than negative 7. I'm going to put my choice this time. I'm going to put the 5 on the other side. Not my ideal situation. Negative 2x is greater than 2. I'm going to divide by a negative, which means I have to flip my sign. So I flip the sign first, so I don't forget. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, and I have 1 is less than negative, sorry, x. What am I doing? Of course, no one's telling me anything because okay, x is less than negative 1. And I go to this side. And I do, I'm going to erase this stuff, okay? Because you're in my ways, okay? Then I'm solving the 5 minus 2x greater than negative 7. Minus 5 is going to leave. Go to the other side. Minus 2x is greater than negative 12. I'm going to divide by a negative number, which means I have to change my sign. Dividing by negative 2. Dividing by negative 2. Feeling a color change. X is less than 6. Okay, so we have x is less than -1, or x is less than 6. Did I do it wrong? X is, I don't know. -1 and 6. This is the only one that have -1 and 6. It's not good. Oh, here it is. But it's not equal. It's not greater than equal, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Which of this is not going to be right. Okay. So, okay. Can I do this? Okay. Graph the function. First, evaluate the function and the given values of x. That's the only way I'm going to get the points, right? When I put in a number for x, like -6, that's me saying f of -6, the function evaluated at -6. So I put in -6 for the x, -6 absolute value minus 5. Whatever I get is going to be my y. So I can kind of, and this is the y that'll give me the point. So the absolute value of -6, I don't care about the minus. I don't care about the sign. I just care about the value. Just the 6 part. So 6 minus 5 equals 1. Then the 1 goes here. I'm going to do this a lot of times, okay? Try to do it in different color every time. So I'm going to put in -4 for x. -4, absolute value minus 5 equals 4. You only care about the value. Minus 5 equals -1. -2 in there for x. Absolute value of -2, this yellow stuff. Minus 5 equals 2, because I care about the value only. Minus 5 equals -3. So this is giving me like set of points that I can put on the graph. 0, so the value of 0 minus 5 equals -5. Okay, and put in 2. Absolute value of 2 minus 5 is 2 minus 5, which is -3. Four. Absolute value of 4 minus 5 is 4 minus 5 equals -1. 6. Absolute value of 6 minus 5 equals just the value, just 6 minus 5 equals 1. I can remove this, but these are my points that I can plot. So you're going to plot -6, (1), -4, (-1), -2, (-3), 0, -5, 2, (-3), 4, (-1), 6, (1). I'm just going to try to draw a graph move here. Because if I move it now, I'll move all this stuff. So this is my coordinate plane thing. My x's go from -6 to +6. So my x's go from -6 to +6. I'm going to do -2, -4, -6. Do on the other side, 2, 4, and 6. My y values go from -5 to 1. So -5. I gotta do it in the same kind of, how do you call it, same kind of order or same kind of range that I did the x's, or else it's gonna look gross. So I'm gonna go here and do -2, -4, and -6. And then I'll do 2, 4, 6 here. Also 2, 4. We're grown-ups, we can plot this. Okay. So -6, comma 1, -6, and up 1. -4, comma -1. -4, -1. -2, comma -3. -2, comma -3. Yes. 0, -5. So 0, don't go anywhere, down to -5. Yeah. This would look better if it was a perfect box. Okay. 2, comma -3. So 2, -3. 4, comma -1. 4, -1. Okay. And 6, comma 1. So 6, 1 is here. And see, what's cool about the absolute value graph is that, oh, I missed those dots altogether, but you can pretend, What's cool about the absolute value graph is it looks like a V. V for value, that's how I remember it. So the absolute value graph looks like a V. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and sharing again. I can continue. Oh, there's no choice. Oh man, I erased it. I don't know what it is. I think it was like this one. I think it was the, I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie to you. This one, I think it's the second one. Okay, graph y equals 8x minus 4. I like to put it into this format. Thank goodness it's already there for me. It's like the GPS of the graphings. It tells you where to start and how to move. You start at this, your B is your intercept, is your Y intercept. So at -4, I'm gonna be on this Y line, this is Y. Easy. So at -4, I'm gonna be on the Y axis. And then this is M equals 8. And M is my slope. Why don't they use S? Because people write like I do, and S would look like 5 after a while, and it's a hot mess. So they use M for slope. So my slope is 8, which means you always write slope as a fraction, a ratio of two numbers. So it's going to be 8 up and 1 over. So from the -4, sorry, I'm going to go 8 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 over. And then I'm gonna connect those. Oh, I know I can't do that straight. Let me see. Not gonna happen. Best. Pretend it's a straight line and it looks awesome. Well done. Okay. That's my line. And it's steep. And that's just what it looks like. And it's technically it's a positive slope. Because if I was driving like a Jeep or a Range Rover, I could probably get up this hill. Okay, so it's positive. That's how I would expect it to look. Okay. Let's see. Find the equation of the line that contains the given points. To write the equation of a line, I need a point and I need the slope. Right now, I just have 2 points, so I'm missing the slope. Go different colors. So I need to find the slope. And the slope is y2, my second y, minus my first y, over my second x, minus the first x. Doesn't matter which one. You want to be weird and have this first one as the second one, the second one as the first one. Your business, you're going to get the same answer. Okay. So this is x minus 2, comma, minus 5. And 3, comma, minus 5. This is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. Y2 minus y1 minus a negative 5. I'll write it just like that. X2 minus x1. So I have negative 5 plus 5. And I have 3 plus 2. Negative 5 plus 5 is 0. And 3 plus 2 is 5. It's okay to have nothing and want to share with 5 people. You want to do the right thing, but you just don't have anything to share. So my slope is 0. Which means it's going to be a flat line. Doesn't mean that it's, what was the other one? I forgot what it is when it's no slope. When it's, oh, I forgot. But the slope is going to be 0, which means it's going to have no slope. It's going to have no hill. It's just going to be a flat line. So now that I have the slope and a point, I'll just use the first point that's there. I can use the point slope form to write it out. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I need to keep my y for the equation. Minus y, this is y1, and this is x1. Y minus y1, y minus negative 5 equals m, my slope, 0 times x minus negative 2. So this is y plus 5 equals 0 times x is 0. 0 times 2 is 0. It's just 0. Y plus 5 equals 0. I move my 5 to the other side because my formula is this business. It's easy to graph like that. So y equals negative 5. Remember, my slope is 0. It's going to be a flat line. My intercept, my value that is on the y-axis. Oh, I can still use this one. is -5. So -5 is on the y-axis. What about my other points? I don't know. It doesn't matter what the x is, because y is always going to be -5. So I can just go over here, go over here, go over here, as long as, no, wait a minute. Maybe needed. If x is 4, y is going to be -5. If x is -10, y is going to be -5. If x is 8, y is going to be -5. X is -6, y is still going to be -5. And when I connect those dots, I have a line that has a slope of 0. It has no steepiness, no up, no down, just a line. And that's what it looks like. Okay. Almost finished. So sorry I'm taking so long. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing and then share again. So anyway, it's again, I will get it to you. Okay. I'll do, hold on. I've done this one already. I've done one like this. You're creating a line that has the point and the slope, means you use the point slope form. Which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay. Is the line blah 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 parallel to the line blah blah blah? We would only, it's parallel means it has the same exact slope, the same curviness. So we'll write them both in this form and see if they have the same slope. Y equals, just writing it over larger over here. Y equals -2x plus 2/3. That's one of the equations. The other one is y, put it down. Y equals 2x plus 3. The slope is the thing in front of the x, the m. This slope is -2. This slope is +2. They are not parallel. You do not have the same exact slope. State whether the expression is a monomial, binomial, trinomial, or none of these. Monomial is one term, 2x, one term. Binomial is 2 terms, 2x plus 14. Trinomial has 3 terms, 2x plus 14 plus 7x squared. So this is a 1, 2, 3 trinomial. Okay, last one, right. Simplify. I'm adding, when I add fractions, I have to have the same denominator. If you're lucky, this has the same denominator. So I have 8x over 2x plus 3 plus 6x over 2x plus 3. So I'm just gonna add the top parts and keep my bottom because it's the same already. 2x plus 3. 8x plus 16x is 14x. And that's it. I can't simplify anything else. Okay. Hope this gives you a good start to taking the final so we can finish strong. Have any questions? Hit me up on my mind. Send me a text. I'm here for you.